everybody, and welcome to Leading Entrepreneurs of the World. I'm Stelios Hatzaki, CEO of One Business World. Leading Entrepreneurs of the World features entrepreneurs, founders, and business leaders, presenting on cutting-edge topics and the latest industry developments. Today, we're very pleased to welcome global entrepreneur Mustafa Mousa. Mustafa is a co-founder and CEO of Sadeem, a wireless sensing systems company, and the world's first multi-patented flood information system that saves resources and also lives in real time. Mustafa is an electrical engineering graduate with an expertise on instrumentation, flood detection, and machine learning. At Sadeem, Mustafa and his team provide smart city solutions worldwide. Sadeem has grown to become a global leader in urban flood and traffic monitoring with a multi-patented technology that combines a sensor network, mobile applications, and a visualization platform. Sadeem was founded with one intention: to save lives using technology that creates safe, smart, and sustainable cities. The company's multi-patented technology that creates safe, smart, and sustainable cities provides wireless sensing systems that monitor air pollution, traffic, and flooding. It utilizes solar-powered sensor networks, machine learning-based software, mobile applications, and visualization platforms to provide critical geographic information system, GIS data, and alerts that cities can use to prepare for emergencies, address climate uncertainty, and design strong urban resilience plans. Mustafa, it's great to have you here with us today to hear more about technology with heart and about the role of AI and deep tech towards urban resilience and sustainability. Welcome to Leading Entrepreneurs of the World.
Thank you, Stelios. It's my pleasure to be here and a pleasure to be presenting to you through your platform to this wonderful audience and the people who are listening and seeing us right now and later when it's recorded and broadcasted. So I will be sharing my screen. And thanks a lot again for the intro, Stelios. And welcome everybody to this presentation, which I hope it's going to be a light presentation on the ears and the sides of everybody who's listening and watching us right now or later, where we discuss a topic that has been consumed now in the media and mentioned in the different occasions, different markets and different worlds. But we want to take it today in a different manner. We want to talk about a technology role and the deep tech role in our nowadays world and challenges and cities. We will highlight the role of the technology and how it should be and how it's supposed to be. And we'll take an example of one of the companies that I personally present today, which is Sadeem, a company that comes from Saudi Arabia to the whole world to solve a global problem. So that's why I picked the title, Technology with Heart is What We Need. We want to explore this world today with you guys, and we want to give you a hint on what is going on in the world when it comes to technology and when it comes to AI and the power of AI actually. Is it going to replace us as humans, or what is it exactly? So with no further ado, I'll start my presentation, and I hope if there are any questions that can be set in the chats, or it can be timed back when the Q&A starts after my presentation. So I just wanted to give you guys just a hint about my background, also to know why I'm speaking about AI today and deep tech. I come from a technology background, a deep technology background, earned in my bachelor degree in instrumentation and automation system engineering from King Fahad University in the Eastern province of Saudi Arabia, one of the best universities in the Middle East. And I'm really honored to be a graduate of this university. And I always like to mention it because I always like to give back to the places that I come from. The second area that I want to explore here is that My whole PhD studies was in machine learning for flood and traffic detections and estimations. And that was earned in King Abdullah University in the western region or the western part of Saudi Arabia. And after that, I opened with amazing co-founders from different parts in the world, the startup Sadeem, which I'm going to give examples on in the coming slides. I wanted to start first by engaging you with the actual problems and the actual things that we are facing nowadays. All of us live in cities, some might be living in rural areas, but we have all witnessed the evolution of cities through generations, especially in the last century and the last few decades. We have seen revolution by all means. And just to give you an insight about the role of cities nowadays, by 2050, 70% of the world population will be living in cities. 70%. It's huge, right? Although cities only occupy 3% of the land mass of the earth, but we people living in cities consume more than 2/3 of the world's energy and resources. All right? Some of you might know this information, some of you might not. But also these cities, the same cities that consume all of this energy, contribute to 50% of the global waste and consume over 75% of the resources when it comes to food and water. And the challenges will never end, okay? The challenges are increasing. And we're living now a challenge, which is a disaster and a pandemic that everybody is living in. But before that, cities by nature, we live in an environment that is changing, population is expanding, business activities are driving the economy in different direction, and on top of that, the climate change, which is causing scenarios that we see of traffic, of air pollution, of floods, of hurricanes, of storms. Everybody who's listening to us right now have suffered from one of these issues, okay? Like in the United States, it's rated as one of the top countries when it comes to flood risks and flood issues and events. And wildfire is another problem. Air pollution in Far East Asia and in the Middle East. Traffic everywhere was suffering from traffic. And that demands the need of more stuff. But let's take a closer look at the issues here that we're all suffering from. We're suffering from unsafe cities this way, and we're suffering from unproductivity, okay? And some other cities are improving those as we speak because they are changing everything, changing the infrastructure, changing the way we live. We are talking about smart cities, and that's the new concept now that everybody's talking about. How can we bring resilience and sustainability through technology and through the role of deep tech and AI into our attention that everybody can see? So the demands of such solution are increasing as we speak. So what do we need? What do we need? We need these cities to be smarter. We need to live smarter. We need to improve our cities to be smarter, safer, and more sustainable for the generations that we live in and the generations to come. How can we achieve that? All right? How can we achieve that? We can achieve it in several ways. And the governments now, from a municipal level, from regional level, from authority level, from a national level, they're all thinking about sustainability and strategies and all. The part that we are focusing on today is the cherry on top of the cake, or the peak of the pyramid, which is how can we achieve that through technology, data, AI, and all the smart city technologies that are available nowadays. And that's our focus in this talk today. Our focus is that with data and technology, this is how we can reach and support urban resilience and planning, resource sustainability, and effective crisis response. We want to translate data and utilize data and technology to create intelligence. And that's just an introduction of AI, all right? So what is intelligence? So all of us know what is intelligence, definitely in different levels. So the first definition that comes into mind is the human intelligence, right? The IQ that everybody has. Each one of us has certain level of intelligence measured by the IQ. The other type of intelligence that is taking over the world right now is artificial intelligence, which is the focus point now about what we're trying to bring through Sadeem and through the tools that we have nowadays in our cities to improve our lives. However, and that is the main thing about my topic today, if we don't pay attention, artificial intelligence can eat the human role, can replace the human role and create other things, which we're going to talk about definitely. But whatever provides the balance to those, and I will ask the question, what is the third type of intelligence that is missing into these equations to make the balance? Yes, I can hear you. Right, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the element that can provide the balance for the artificial intelligence not to take over the human intelligence. And that's why sustainability has to be in consideration. It's not about efficiency and that's it. It's about effectiveness for the generations to come. And that's why my topic is technology with heart, where we're going to see an example of through Sadeem and through the company Sadeem, that we will present some part of it today as part of this wonderful series of leading entrepreneurs around the world, which I encourage everybody to check the previous talks in the past that are very informative and very effective for everybody to benefit from. These technologies with heart needs to bring excellence, needs to replace and take the role from the government to have something that the government doesn't have, something that does not exist, something disruptive that brings innovation, brings deep tech and artificial intelligence, and increase our productivity so that we can be more sustainable for the future generations. Empower us with tools that can create a better future for our sons and our descendants. Be credible to the things that worries the most or matters the most in nowadays issues. If we were more prepared for the pandemic, we could have saved a lot of lives, don't you think? That's why we need technology with heart. So why these tech? Okay, so we talked about how, we talked about the essence. Why such techs are the answer? I will give you an example now. Okay, I'll give you why data and deep tech and artificial intelligence are the reason. I want everybody who's listening to close their eyes, literally close your eyes. And imagine that you're driving your car and the only thing that appears to you is this dashboard. Are you closing your eyes? Thank you. Everybody close your eyes. Imagine that everything that you see now is only this dashboard. You're driving at night from one place to another, from between cities, let's say, and all of a sudden this dashboard is shut down. What are you going to feel? And you can answer in the chat if you like. You're going to feel worry. You're going to feel that you need to stop your car to check what is wrong with this dashboard that stopped all of a sudden. You don't know if you have gas that will sustain you for the future. You don't know if your engine is okay. And most importantly, you don't know how fast you're going. Are you going so fast? The only sensor you have now is yourself. You are interpreting this information and you're drawing this conclusion, and all of a sudden, you don't have any information from this dashboard. So you need to stop the car and check. So that is your life, and that's the life of every city that we live in nowadays. And that's the role of technology and data and deep tech, to give meanings to things, to be able to measure what we have in order to manage what we have. and everything can be managed if we measure it. And that's why it's very important. Okay, that's why it's very important. So one of the definitions actually of smart cities nowadays is a city that uses data and technology to make better decisions and improve the quality of life. That's where the role of deep tech and the role of AI comes. And we'll take an example. Take the example of flash floods. Floods are the most common natural disaster, accounting for more than 40 billion US dollars of losses every year. Every year, 40 billion. 7,000 people die because of flooding every year. And if we just compare floods to other natural disasters, we will see that it ranks top in terms of occurrences, and it ranks one of the highest in terms of impacted people, and the impact of the people, and also the second highest when it comes to losses after storms globally. And the numbers cannot lie. The numbers cannot lie. We need to be more sustainable. Climate change is not a joke. Population expansion is happening. And sometimes we do it without the proper tools and the proper study that can make us sustain all of the resources that we have, whether it's energy, whether it's food, water, etc. So the role of AI, and we have a lot of examples that we can utilize nowadays, whether it's the new 5G mobile networks that every company now is trying to provide, the blockchain rules, the artificial intelligence, which we just talked about, and it's one of the examples that we're going to take today. Autonomous vehicles that are reducing a lot of the congestions, a lot of accidents that we can live in, and it's under development with a lot of companies that we see. Microsatellites, and we just got an announcement now that in Saudi Arabia that they launched the first microsatellite yesterday. Biometrics that are changing our health and our security systems that we are dealing with nowadays by getting everything automated. Drones, which are using the IoT platforms and using data for delivery, disaster reaction, post-crisis assessment. All of those are enabling platforms and enabling applications for our utilization and our usage, whether it's to control the environment, to early warn against any issues or abnormalities, to manage our resources, as we said at the beginning of this talk, to manage our assets and manage our fleets, and more and more and more. I'm just giving here examples about what we bring. Expected benefits are many. Okay, just a general idea now about what we are expecting in terms of benefits. We're expecting benefits on saving lives and resources. We're expecting benefits on maintenance reductions, insurance cost reductions. So all of this is payback. It will pay back for us. That's the real role of AI and deep tech. We can enhance the way we invest in our cities. Nowadays, all the governments are putting money in many things without the involvement of data and clear study and detailed study about what we have. And the big organization like the FEMA in the United States or the United Nations are showing us examples of how much technologies and innovation can reduce of all of these losses. And our role in a company like Sadeem is to show these. And we're going to show you now in the next slides. As Stelios have kindly introduced us, Sadeem is trying to become the world's leading smart city solution provider through technologies that can enable cities to be smarter, safer, and more sustainable, and technologies that bring innovation. So what is Sadeem? We are the world's first multi-patented flood and traffic monitoring solution that utilizes machine learning, utilizes IoT edge computing platforms in order to give the data in real time so it can enable efficient investment on the infrastructure, early warning, and resource sustainability. We are one of the companies of King Abdullah University and one of the companies of Wa'ad Aramco. And We are a company that was recognized both locally and globally. In 2017, we got the Best Global Startup Award. And in 2020, last year, we got the Best Innovation Award by the World Bank. These are some of the prestigious awards that we have. Everything that we do is multi-patented. I'm one of the innovators of the technology that you are about to see, which is a clear example of what AI and deep tech can bring to cities nowadays for their urban resilience and sustainability. We are currently in 11 cities in 5 different countries, including the United States, in UAE, in Mexico, and in Spain, in a city of Alicante, which we're going to see some of the use cases of what we have done before. Basically, this is how our technology or our innovation works. We provide a plug and play solution that can monitor different phenomena, whether it's on the street, inside the tunnels, at the bridges, behind the dams, to monitor flood and traffic at the same time. And we have other solutions to monitor also environmental conditions. The processing is happening at the left-hand side here in the technology that we have patented and we have provided for these phenomena. And we are considered to be the only company that do so, do flood and traffic at the same time. All of these are processed within the same entity or the same unit in order to put it on the cloud, where we can give it to the stakeholders, the concerned stakeholders, in order to enable them to optimally allocate the resources, warn the public via messages or smartphone applications, or leveraging the screens on the streets, or even controlling the traffic so we can show where are the safe areas. Right now, all the cities are using weather forecasts and satellite imaging. We provide bigger edge and more resolution to that in order to add another eye for these cities to be more proactive and not to stop cities from moving when a flood is expected. No, there are some roads that you can use and some other that you cannot use, so we can reduce economic losses by at least 30%. These are the bundle of solutions that we are trying to bring, and with our partners and clients, we're trying to expand this bundle of solution. We have an urban management platform that we can show to our clients. I'm not sure if the video is clear, but definitely the screenshots that I've just shown are clear to show you the example of the data that is showing in real time. Basically, our website or our platform shows the data in real time and can expand the data for the previous days, and it can generate dashboards that will show KPIs of the previous days, whatever the city needs, and customize the city needs so that they can manage their resources, can be provided through our platform or through our partners and the partners that we admire a lot and appreciate, and we pick to integrate with because they have the same values that we're trying to bring: a technology with heart, innovation and excellence, credibility, proactivity, and empowerment. And we have provided our services in different cities, as you can see, in different countries. In Mexico City, for instance, with the water management department, and in UAE, and there are many use cases that are expanded out of this, and also in one of the most important cities in Saudi Arabia, Medina al-Munawwara, where 30 visitors come every year for the holy area, and they wanted to manage the traffic going in and out from the holy city, and also check the performance of the drainages and check the quality of the air that everybody is breathing at these holy sites. And we created a lot of success in this regard, and that is an impact of what deep tech and AI can do. That's direct calculations of what early warnings and what urban management systems can reduce in terms of maintenance, in terms of insurance in cities, and all of those are referenced with FEMA and the United Nations. Direct impacts, direct savings, direct paybacks, and on top of that, and the most important thing, reduction in casualties and emissions and pollutions. You can see the impact from what cities and nowadays cities and city planners can tell. because of the impact, and what also organizations of the world because of the global impact of technologies like ours. And that's from the United Nations Office of the Humanitarian Affairs. Um, that's just in a nutshell, guys, a journey of what we wanted to bring and the project that we have everywhere. And I just wanted to show you this sneak peek. But most importantly, what I wanted to show you also, we're doing those in different cities, even small cities. Like, for example, in Alicante, because of the global impact of what we're trying to bring in Spain, accumulation of waters that cannot be detected by any other technology, but something that is disruptive. That's what we want. Something that can add a value to the cities nowadays, can reduce economical losses, and can do something new. That's the key thing. That's why we're called entrepreneurs. We're not called new businesses. We're called entrepreneurs because we're trying to do something new. And that's the key difference between a new business and entrepreneurial business. All of what you've seen would never have been possible without this amazing team in Sadeem that created everything that you have seen. And they have the same mindset and the same values that is embedded in their DNA now to bring this to the surface and to solve a global problem. And we say that we're a company that is starting with a humble start, but going global with the impact that's anticipated from our sensor and technologies. And gladly, we talk about all of that. And with this, I wanted to conclude my talk today. Thank you so much for listening. I will be really keen to hear all of your questions right now or through these contact numbers. And yeah, do it, guys. Inspire us and let us inspire you to protect the generations to come and create more safe environment for everybody. Thank you so much.
Mustafa, thank you for the wonderful presentation, and it's wonderful to see how people want to reach out to you, and we actually have some folks that have attended who want to communicate with you and your team. So we will let you know who they are, and so that then you can contact them.
Sure thing.
Wonderful insights. Wonderful insights, and what an inspirational presentation at the same time. You've helped us envision a beautiful and sustainable future. And yes, we need cities that are smart and sustainable for the future. And data, technology, and AI alongside our human intelligence. And then with the balance being enabled through emotional intelligence, creating an ultimate technology with heart, giving meaning to things we do and to what we have. And thank you for taking us through the experience of closing our eyes, and with the car dashboard, I did it. So then incredible innovation that you and your team at Sadeem are focusing on and developing, and incredible success you have achieved. Mustafa, can you expand a little bit more on how the Sadeem technology and the infrastructure works before and after a natural phenomenon? And tell us a little bit more about the stakeholders.
All right. First of all, thank you so much, Tirius, for your recap. That's great. And I'm thankful that you participated in the practice that I did. And also, I hope that many others will participate when they see it later, or the people who presented with us. So basically, how does it work before and after? I like that question. Basically, before we go into any city, we study the hydrological situation. So we check where are the critical areas and what can we do, because there are forecasts and there are nowcasts and there is post-flood damages. What we want to do is for the first two aspects, which is before and during. Before, we can early warn if we position our sensor network. And by the way, the name Sadeem means, it's an Arabic word, means nebula. So it's a collection of stars, gets its glowing from the sun. So our wireless sensing network looks like a nebula in essence. So wherever we distribute our sensor network, we pick it carefully so it can give the early warning needed. And also we place it sometimes inside the tunnels where the water starts to accumulate, so we can give early warning ahead. So that is the before part. The during part, because our technology is the only technology that can monitor flood and traffic at the same time, we can detect the situation. Okay, so we can say there are two situations. One of them is worse because there is 10 centimeters of water. There are 10 cars moving. The other situation is only 5 centimeters of water and 5 cars moving. Give priority to this situation and then go directly react. So it is about how improving the reaction time, because the situation determines that, and also improves the reaction time for the people to drain the water fast. I'm not sure if you know this or not, or anybody in the audience. According to FEMA, 1 inch of water can cause up to 25,000 US dollars of losses on properties and infrastructure. So we want to improve that reaction time. So that is what our technology can do for during flood events. I hope that answers the first part of your question.
And thank you for going through the process of indicating the different how the process works. Mustafa, how would you say, how expandable is the technology to be able to handle different types of data? Can you tell us a little bit more about the various data points that Sadeem can handle and deal with?
So, first of all, our design of the technology is our own. So we designed it to be applicable for the city's needs. So it can handle the number of sensors that we want, basically, depending on the requirement of the city. So basically, we monitor the data for flood and traffic, and we added 2 years ago the data of the air quality and the dust accumulation, because dust and storms are a big issue as well for cities nowadays, for the resilience and sustainability of the resources that they have. We are currently, with our partners, trying to increase that to include other type of detections and monitoring abilities that can have the same system. So we can embed it to the same system that we have. So it will be embedded within the infrastructure of the city. And that's the future of technology and digital communication right now, that the infrastructure comes with the monitoring technology that sustains it. That's how we should think about technology nowadays. That's just a hint on what we can do right now, Stelios.
One of the questions is, due to the large number of sensors, data points for monitoring cities, does Sadeem use Edge AI for analytics or streams the data to cloud for analytics? A question from Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe, for the question. So basically, yes, that's what we do. We do edge computing on the sensor side itself, so we can minimize the communication, because communication consumes power and you want something smart. So we do part of the Edge AI computing analytics on the processor itself or the edge, and also we do some part in the cloud or the back end.
One more question from Hussein is, who also wants to reach out for a partnership. Do you have any application for industrial sensing?
Sure, Hussein. It depends on what industry we're talking about in here. And please feel free to contact me on the email or the accounts that I have posted, or through Stelios platform, definitely. And we'll be happy to answer more of your follow-up questions.
Absolutely. Mustafa, thank you very much once again for your time, your participation, and your presentation as part of the Leading Entrepreneurs of the World series. We celebrate, without any doubt, you guys have done a wonderful advancements and incredible work, the innovative advancements and groundbreaking technologies that you and your team are continuing to develop at Sadeem, enabling for the efficient urban resilience and for the effective management of sudden circumstances and emergencies. Congratulations on all of your success today. And we're all very excited to continue supporting Sadeem and admiring your growth. Thank you, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you, Mustafa.
Thank you so much, Stelios.